evening.
Hey world, how's it going? Tristan Jones here. I'm here with one of my top lenders, Miss Kathy Vitali. How's it going, Kathy?
It's going great. It's Thursday. It's right after Memorial Week, so Friday's tomorrow. I'm excited.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What did you do for your Memorial Day?
I worked in the yard
You worked in the
and
yard.
loved it. Yeah, and that's my thing. I love working in the yard. I dig, I get dirt, I get flowers going. We've got a creek in the backyard, worked around it. It's a beautiful weekend to do it.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I
Yeah.
went down to Tybee Island and did a little fishing myself.
Oh, wow. Did you
All right
catch a
now.
good bit?
I caught two stingrays, a nice sized whiting, a giant puffer fish with spikes all over it, and nothing else to write home about.
I bet you had good weather doing it too.
I
Wasn't too
did.
hot.
I did. It was beautiful out there. I actually ran into a guy. And the way I ran into him is he came up to me. He seen I had my tackle box, and he asked me if I had something to cut the hook out of his hand. So yeah, he had the hook literally hooked in his hand. We had to cut
Oh,
it and slide it out.
don't even.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he was a nice guy. I sat and talked to him for a little bit after that.
Well, good. Yeah, it was great weather. Couldn't have asked for better.
Yes, ma'am. So tell me more about your company and who you are. Go ahead and introduce yourself to my YouTube channel, which is Moving Around Atlanta. I hope you're following me.
Hey, everybody. So, Kathy Vitali, like Tristan said, I am with Shelter Mortgage, and I've been in the mortgage business since 1983. And I laugh about it and say I started when I was 5. I keep going back in ages what time I started, but 40 years in the business, and started doing mortgages up in Hall County, Georgia, as a little bank, and then moved over to like the Forsyth County area and new construction in the 90s, and then moved into Roswell and Atlanta. Been a vice president of a company, been involved in banking, been involved in broker, been involved in, we're direct lender now. And every loan, FHA, VA, conventional, Georgia Dream, construction perm, rehab, you name it, I've done it or I do it.
Awesome, awesome. So, like I heard you name off like what 6 or 7 different types of mortgages.
Yep.
Which one is the most popular that you're seeing right now?
Most of the time it's conventional, because even though conventional will want that higher score, like a 620 or above, it's 3% down for first time home buyers. So a lot of people look at that. People with good credit are going to do it. FHA is still an option with a 580 credit score, and for some people it's a perfect loan. It's 3.5% down. But most people try to do conventional. And the main reason why is, even if they're putting as little as 3% down and they have the government private mortgage insurance, after 2 years, that can go away.
Hmm.
Where FHA, if you have the government insurance, the MIP is what it's called, it never goes away. So again, every client is different, every need is different. We have to talk to the person. We have to have a consultation to figure out which one's best for them. But usually conventional. A lot of it's conventional.
Gotcha. Awesome. I know couple FHA loans. I had a couple clients that was having a hard time getting their FHA loans even accepted at one point in time.
Well, the underwriting is standard. The key is everybody, you got to look at credit.
Mm.
And even if you have the 580 score, what's on that credit report? If there's a 2,000 or above collection, that's got to be paid off.
Yeah.
If there's a foreclosure within a year, if there's a bankruptcy, you got to look at the layers. So it's not just the score. And then the second thing that we have to look at is, what's the income? Somebody self-employed less than 2 years, they're not going to get a loan on FHA or conventional or VA. If somebody switched from W-2 to 1099 or commissioned or whatever. And a lot of people, what we see, even though they can make their rent payment, if you look at their gross income versus their debt versus what they want in a house payment, there's no way they could make it. I mean, some people are saying, I'm good with a certain amount of a mortgage payment.
Hmm.
But then my question is, wait a minute, look at your bring home pay. How are you going to pay it?
Yeah.
So again, what they want, what people want, what they can qualify for, it's going to come down to the credit score, the income, the gross monthly income that we can use, what debt they have. Unfortunately, people will make the mistake. They'll go out and buy that big car payment right before they come look at a house. I'm like, You just took away $100,000 from your house. Like, what are you doing?
So, Kathy, I heard you speaking about like the different credit scores ranging from 620, 580, and on above. Someone with a challenging credit score down in the 580s or something like that, what would you recommend them, if they're trying to buy their home?
What I try to tell them, the first thing to do is just go on Credit Karma, order all 3 reports, all 3 scores, see what Credit Karma says, because Credit Karma can give some really good advice on what to do.
Mhm.
But look at that score, look at what's on the credit report, and then call me back. Let's talk through that together. Let's see what shows up. Do you have old accounts that were charged off, that still have some balances? What amount is owed on those? What are you paying on? A lot of times what I find is because maybe they got in credit problems before, they only have one little credit card. They're not going to be getting a high score on one little credit card. They've got to have at least 3 credit cards running at all times and never maxed out. So if you see a credit, like let's say you've got the 3 cards and you max them all out, you're going to see your credit score tank.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not permanent. As soon as you get those credit cards down to 30% of the high credit, it's going to, as soon as it's reported and the agencies grab it, it's going to go back up.
Yeah.
So we want that to happen before we pull the mortgage score. We want to see that happen. We don't want them to close any accounts. Some people make a mistake. They see a credit card. I don't ever use it. I'm going to close it. Don't close any accounts. Keep them all running. Keep them all with light credit. Don't pay off an old collection. Like you pay that collection off and let's say it's 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to show paid off as of now, like it's a brand new reporting on your report. It hurts it. So if it's a little, especially medical, let's say you got medical collections in the last year, it's going to be on your report now, but if you pay them off, they have to remove it completely as if it never happened. So that's the only thing that you really would want to pay off if you owe it. Doing disputes, if you go to these credit repair agencies, they're going to tell you to do disputes. The reason they tell you to do that is the credit system cannot score that account until the dispute is resolved, which is good if you're going to get a car or another credit card. But if you're going to get a mortgage and we see that everything is disputed, you got to take every one of those disputes off, and then we pull a score, and then we know if we can do the loan. So those are just a few basics. You got to use credit. If you don't have a car loan, go get a car loan. Put the money in a savings account. Car loans, pay it over a year, pay it with the credit cards, and you're going to get that score up in the 700s if you do all that on time.
So 700 is like the gold standard of, hey, you can
You're
go
going to get a better rate.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're going to get a better rate. That's the key. The private mortgage insurance and the rate all reflects back to the score and debt to income. So now the private mortgage insurance companies say if your debt to income on a conventional loan is over 45%, which is the house payment, cars, credit cards, whatever your debt is, their private mortgage insurance is higher.
Mm.
So we try to get it on a conventional loan, 45% or low, total payment, to get the better PMI. And then of course, if we can, and we do what's called a natural credit enhancement. So let's say somebody calls me and says, Kathy, my score's up to 600 now. I'm like, good. If you're seeing 600 on Credit Karma, I'll probably get a little bit under that. But as long as I get above a 580, I have an internal system that will analyze and tell you exactly to the penny and what to do to get your score up above that 620 or that 640, or if you can. And we do that free.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, we do that for everyone.
Cool. So how long does your process actually, take, like from beginning to end? Someone puts in an application, we go through their credit, we get them pre-approved for something. Then how long does that take and what happens next?
So when we talk to someone, the first question is, what's your situation? Are you going to buy a house in 4 months or less? Then yes, let's just go ahead and do a full credit report. If you're not, let's just talk about your credit and get you ready. The credit reports on conventional and FHA and VA loans are only good for 4 months.
Okay.
So we don't want to pre-pull, you know, if they're not going to buy until December, we don't really want to pull now. We want to just look at their credit with them most of the time. But the key is talking to them then and say, okay, what is your sorry, something just popped up. What is your time frame? And if someone called me right now and said, hey, I'm working with Tristan, just got off the phone with him, I want to go look at houses with him on Saturday, I'd email them the application link or send it on my phone. They'd fill it out, take some 10-15 minutes to fill it out. My team would pull the credit. If I had to, and it was a real rush, I'd do it tonight. They'd pull the credit in the morning. I'd get back on the phone with the person, run through the application, the scenario, have them upload usually a pay stub, a bank statement, you know, depending on the type of loan. If because of 40 years in doing it and because of the automated underwriting system, I got them pre-approved right then. They can go look at houses. Now, the next step, what we do, because we're a local lender, is we go ahead and take everything and then push it to underwriting so that by the end of next week, they're fully underwritten. So when that offer goes in, I can call that listing agent after you've called them and the offer's gone in and said, look, they're underwritten. I need to get the appraisal in. I get the title in. If you need to close this in 8 days, we can do it in 8 days.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
hear that, guys?
We're
8 days.
working it, we're working it in a market that needs it. You
Yes.
know, for you and I, as you know, we'll work together, and us getting that a relationship with that listing agent who gets it with the seller. We're going to push that contract on the top of the pile of those multiple offers. That's the key.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, that sounds great, guys. You hear that? 8 days. Not always, but sometimes 8 days. So I don't want
We
you guys
do it.
calling me,
We
hey,
have to do
I
it.
want to close in 8 days. You're gonna have to go through some stuff.
We can do it. We can do it. And if there's difficult things, I mean, the conversations are private.
Mhm.
And when I'm talking, no one needs to worry about what they talk to me about. I need to know everything that's going on so I can consult with them, and it's going to be a true deep consultation. And before they go out with you, they're going to know how much cash they're going to need to close. You're going to know, do they need money from the seller to help them? Or are we going to go with down payment assistance? Genoa's coming out, so FHA with 1% down, for down payment assistance if someone needs it. And that's a 620 credit score. It's not the 580. But we're going to know what they need. And then you're out with them, you find a house, you're ready to make an offer. You're going to give me those details. I'm going to pull that home detail, what you're going to offer, tell them exactly what the costs are going to be. So if that seller accepts that offer, they're going to know their payment and cash to close. Everything's going to be smooth. And that's what we want. We want that full consultation. We want them to be truly informed up front. And be ready. And like I said, if this listing agent says, hey, I've got a seller that just lost a contract, if you guys can get this closed in 10 days, you got the offer, we're going to do it.
Awesome, awesome. What's your favorite product that you guys offer?
I love to do the VA loans. I love to get veterans in homes. I really do. My dad was a World War II veteran. My brother, bless his heart, also. My father-in-law, my brother-in-law. I mean, I got a lot of veterans in my family. I didn't serve myself, and I just appreciate that they did. So when I can help a veteran get into a home, get out of renting and get into a home, again, doing it for 40 years, that, I love everybody getting in a home. I'm a problem solver. Like, I get someone and the lender says, you can't do this. I'm like, well, let's just see. There may be a way. And some people, everybody's not equal. So, sometimes I can figure out a way and or give them a path. So, veterans the most, but, a single mom, a single dad, grandmom that needs to find that little home. I really love to get anybody in a home, but I would say veteran.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Kathy, I appreciate you for stopping by and just chatting it up with me today. I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. We've been trying to do this for weeks, guys, and it's just it's been a challenge, but I appreciate it. We finally got it done. Um, if anybody has any more questions or anything that I may have missed, guys, please put them in the comments or anything. Or you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Kathy. Kathy, you want to give me your information?
Yes, 770-540-5566. That's the cell, and that's the best way to reach me. Text me, call me.
All right, awesome. Well, guys, it's Tristan Jones moving around Atlanta. Like I said, this is one of my top and favorite lenders. Give me a call, give her a call. Let's get you guys pre-approved and across that closing table.
Way to go. Hey, Tristan, how are they going to reach out to you?
They know they got me 916-272-0520. Trust me, it's gonna be right down there at the
It's
bottom.
going right across there. Got it. Awesome. Well, good job. Good job. I'm excited. Hey, guys, reach out to Tristan or reach out to me. We'll help you. We'll help you. We'll get you there.
Awesome. Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you, Tristan.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, comment down below and let me know what kind of home you would like to see previewed next.